Good Saturday morning to everybody. Welcome to the Investing Bros live show. We've got a great one lined up for you guys again today. We will take a look at the markets. We will look at what crypto prices are doing. But today's episode is once again for anyone who is newer to crypto investments. If you're experienced, but you have that friend who maybe you're trying to orange pill, get them into the crypto space, share this video with them. Or there's even going to be some of you guys who have been in the crypto space for a while who might want to refresh and take another look at another outlook on where your portfolio could be. If that's something that excites you, you found the right show. So smash the like button. If you're new, watch to the very end. There's a lot of very important information we're going to communicate that will help make you a whole heck of a lot of money in the next 12 to 15 months. With that said, though, we got to roll the intro. Let's go ahead and do it. Good morning, Tshroom. How we doing today?
Oh, Tim, better than I deserve.
Good.
Better than I deserve.
Very, very good. You excited for today's show? You weren't here with me a couple of weeks ago. We built a beginner-friendly portfolio, but are you excited to maybe get your hands into the details and have your own input there?
Tim, I am extremely excited. I can't wait to see kind of the foibles that you've made. I can't wait to see some of the ingenious maybe adjustments that I wouldn't have made, counterintuitive thoughts. I already see people saying, what about Aerodrome? What do you guys think about Aerodrome? Guys, we're going to get into
a lot of people talk about Aerodrome.
All the coins. We're going to discuss every coin imaginable today.
Yeah, a couple questions here in chat before we get going. Big T says, how do I get a hat? Big T, listen, man, stick around to the end of the show. I'm going to tell you how you get yourself a hat, because I think right now, I'll let you guys do an update. The patches are coming in the mail. I already have a box full of hats. So the next thing, once those patches come in, I create some. We're going to have something you guys can do to get those hats coming very, very soon. Or it's live. I just got to get the hats built. But stick around to the end of the show. I also saw someone say, is it Diesel? I don't know. It's not Diesel. It's only one E there. Bros, have your hydration, Tim? Yes, today I do. I did make sure it was my top priority this morning, not making the same mistake as yesterday, being dehydrated during a live show. I'm ready. I have water. I have my electrolytes in here. Nothing wrong is going to happen during the stream. Before we get into the details of our portfolio update, real quick, let's just show them, in case anyone wasn't here, a really pretty looking chart that we have. We built a couple of weeks ago a $10,000 portfolio and a $100,000 portfolio. Today, I'm going to let Tshroom kind of edit and make one of his own. We, of course, will have to stick to these rules just like last time. Have to purchase it on Coinbase, has to be in the trusted top 100. We can only do 15 picks, but we will have a couple honorable mentions. The plan is to hold until September of 2025. We have to have 5 safe picks, meaning they won't make us the most money, but they will make us money. Only 3 high-risk picks, and those risky picks cannot have a higher portfolio than 4%. Before we get there, though, that's just a little tease for what we're going to get into, some great conversation. Let's check out the markets this morning. A couple of the coins we're going to talk about pretty heavily here are on the move. We have a couple, like this one, Pendle. Get ready, guys. We're going to talk about Pendle here a little bit. Arweave up here, we're going to have to discuss as well. They both are having some green days here. AVAX down 6.3%. Does look like our largest loser of the day. Ondo, a channel favorite. Definitely got to tell you guys about Ondo. It's down 4%. Link's down 4%. Aave's down 6%. Ajax and FET both down 5 and 6%. Guess what? That's mostly because they had a great last couple of days. When things go up, they usually correct a little bit. It's okay. Near is down as well. So the AI world taking a little bit of a hit. So is Beam right here. Tshroom's hiding it right behind his face. But Beam down 4.1%. That's another coin we're going to discuss today. Cannot wait to get into that topic. But this is our bubbles of the day, the big gainers, big losers. Let's check in on the top 10. And I was looking at AI tokens this morning, so I got to refresh my page. And while I'm doing that, super chat from Dan says, someone rugged AVAX last night. Hacker sold 50 million. Did not know that. Okay. The good news is 50 million, as terrible as that is, and it did cause AVAX to fall back one spot to 13, being passed over by Tron. I'm not necessarily long-term worried as long as they get everything fixed there. AVAX is still going to be a coin that I'm heavily invested in. But Dan, thank you for bringing that to attention. We will need to fact check it to make sure that that's real because in case you guys didn't know, as much as I appreciate Dan's $5, we don't usually use super chats as our sources of factual information, but it does help us know where to look. So thank you for that, Dan.
Jump over to that right now. I've got a couple.
Well, I mean, you found something already about it?
I did. Well, of course, Tim. Very quick.
Let's do this because I want, especially I know a lot of people are going to watch this back because they want to get into the portfolio stuff. Let's talk about that at the end of the show. Make a note, Tshroom. We're going to check in on AVAX hack at the end of the show. Let's just take a look real quick at the top 10. What's happening here? Bitcoin actually in the green, only up 0.14% though. Ethereum's down 0.3%, so nothing significant. In fact, I'll just save you guys some time. There's nothing really of significance whatsoever inside the top 10. Dogecoin, the biggest gainer at 1%. Solana right behind it, almost at 1%. And then, of course, the big thing I would say is the AVAX, and we'll talk more later, obviously, but AVAX slipping to number 13, being jumped by Tron this morning. We will have to look at that. Let's really quickly just go through the charts, see what is happening. Guess what here? We had a little bit of a rally. If you were in my VIP trading group, you guys don't have to take my word for it. Ask anyone who's in that group. I told everyone yesterday morning when Bitcoin's price was sitting down here on 63,500, I said, do not be surprised, guys, if we rally back up around to 64.4. Guess what? We did that this morning. We have rejected, and I'm not saying we can't go up again. It is just exactly what I told our VIP group yesterday to look for on the micro timeline. If you guys have been watching the show, you will know I'm still very heavily watching for price action. Let's go to the daily chart to come back down into this range, probably somewhere around 61.5 to 61,000, give or take. A lot of support in this area. We have order blocks. We have take profit suggestions. We have high block giving us liquidity levels at that level as well, majorly at 62.8. But again, here around 61.3. So a lot of reasons right now for Bitcoin to stay in that camp of thinking, hey, guys, we're probably still heading down to the downside. Our oscillators, are they low? Yes. Are they showing us major reason to be bullish, though? No, they are not. The money flow here, even on the daily chart, is still negative. And so until we see overwhelmingly positive things coming back in on Bitcoin, you still need to be keeping your eyes out to the downside. Now, with that said, the timeline that we are looking at right now is more than likely going to be sitting somewhere right before June 28th. So could it be somewhere here on the 25th, 26th, 27th? Yes. But the reason why is next week on the 28th, there's another major options expiry on Bitcoin down at 55K. I'm very much expecting the drama level to get exciting. I don't think we're going to go all the way to 55K, and I don't think we're going to lose 55K, even if we drop that far. But a lot of times they just like to keep things interesting by moving price down. If it's substantially over the options expiry, they let price get suppressed back down towards the level just to confuse as many retail investors as possible, possibly make even more of you want to sell your bags at a low level, only to see the price of Bitcoin bounce on a long level of support and then move back to the upside. But you missed out on all the gains because you were too afraid to continue to hold your coins. We'll do more coins at the end of the show when we have Q&A, but I did want to check in on two of the fan favorites, one of them being Ondo. Ondo, the other day, this is another one. We haven't talked about Ondo a lot the last couple of days. I think I mentioned it briefly on the show, but this was another one. Let me turn off Lux for just a second so you guys can see this more clearly. Gosh, am I still using the drawing tool? There we go. I told the VIP group, hey guys, watch out for resistance here right around 129, 130. Why? Because we found ourselves in a declining megaphone pattern, and that was the next level of resistance, still in a phase of lower highs and lower lows. Sure enough, we've lost that. And when you really take a look at what's happening here on Ondo, I've continued to hold that I don't think it's crazy for Ondo to come back down, at least back down closer to 110. And I'm going to show you the significance of that here in a second. Maybe even revisiting closer towards $1. Look what we have built, though, on the hourly chart over the last couple of days since back here on the 19th. Got ourselves a little left shoulder right there, got ourselves a head, and now a right shoulder. We also have broken out here earlier today. So guess what this does for us in terms of predicting potential bearish movement on Ondo's price? This could give us a breakout prediction right now of bringing the price back down around $1.07. That's a rough zone, so don't stick to that to the dollar. This is when you want to start pulling up other indicators as well and say, all right, we have a major order block that could bring us down to about 108 to 110. So in reality, that's the zone we're watching for a potential bearish breakdown, while Bitcoin potentially falls back down to 61, while Ethereum potentially falls back down to 32, and others continue to dip. Ondo, more than likely, in my personal opinion, based off the charts and the information we have to work with, probably going to be seeing it dip down to or slightly below $1.10 once again. So get your buying bags ready, because that doesn't change the long-term bullish effects of Ondo. It simply changes the short-term opportunity to be able to purchase it at a cheaper level. Let's check in on another fan favorite here, ChainLink. ChainLink, again, same kind of pattern we have going with Ondo, a declining megaphone pattern. We rejected on resistance once again. We had ourselves, guess what? And this one, it looks like it's kind of already played out. We had ourselves a nice left shoulder, head, right shoulder situation, head and shoulders pattern. This one gives us a price prediction on ChainLink. Let's see if it already hit it. No, it did not quite do it. So we might have a little bit further to drop here on ChainLink. We could see ChainLink come back down to roughly $13.40. Currently, we're at $13.80. But again, let's find some confluence to see what else is in this place. We are in the green cloud here. There is an order block even deeper here on the 1 hour chart. What about the 4 hour chart? Is there anything significant here? Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with the 1 hour chart on this one and say, all right, guys, right now, while we did have a buy signal on the 1 hour chart, we're running into some major resistance. Don't be surprised to see ChainLink touch between $13.40 again, possibly even coming down as low as roughly $13.18. And once again, just like Ondo, does this change my long-term bullishness? Not at all. When I zoom out and I took a look at the macro, not only of the charts, but also of what the fundamentals of this project are, I remain extremely, extremely bullish. But on the short term, when I zoom back in like this, short term, I do not think right now is the best short-term trading opportunity. I think we can drop back down here a little bit lower before I make a purchase on ChainLink. Once again, if there's other coins that you guys want to talk about, save it to the end of the show. We will be doing Q&A on this great Saturday morning. But it is time right now to first welcome Faden Tradfi. He's still a bro, so he's actually resuming his membership here. Shout out to Faden Tradfi. Thank you for being a member here on the channel. Stick around to the very end. We'll talk more about that with the updates, especially all of our YouTube members. Want to save you some money, but keep your membership with the bros. Stick around to the end. We'll tell you how to do it. Let's see here. We got a nice poll in chat for beginner portfolio. What is suitable amount of allocation into Bitcoin and Ethereum? Yeah, hydration. I mean, that was a good sign right there.
Got to hydrate. I've got my coffee
so
here.
Much better.
I did a little hydration pregame for the show.
All right. See, I see a lot of people voting right now. Let's see how this gets to the end. We still have only like 40 votes in here with 320 people watching.
That's a good poll.
Kind of a mixed poll. Okay, less than 30% starting to take over like a horse race. A lot of people voting between 50 to 70%. I'm going to give you some of our comments on that. Tshroom and I will both. We might not even agree. That's the other fun part about the show. You might not see Tshroom and Tim completely agree on what's about to happen. But let's get in here and let's talk about how to build and update our crypto portfolio for beginners.
Let's do it.
Sounds like there's a video playing. If you're just joining, here we go. Let's refresh our rules as far as how this works. There are 7 rules about building this beginner portfolio. So you're going to have a lot of questions when you see some of the coin choices, but these are the rules. I want to protect new investors, and these are the types of things that help protect them. Number 1, let's just start off. You got to buy it on Coinbase. There's so many exchanges out there, and I do have an exciting update coming next month about another one that we're very interested to introduce to you guys that I do think will be beginner friendly. But for today, we're going to keep it in the family of Coinbase. It's the easiest on-off ramp in crypto. I don't want people who are newer to crypto having to worry about 20 different exchanges and a bunch of different coins. So you do have to make sure this is a coin purchasable on Coinbase. Number 2, got to stay in the top 100. There are great coins that can make you a lot of money outside of the top 100, but that requires a whole lot of research. And I would rather beginners focus on the safe coins. That means we're going to stay in the top 100. We're only going to do 15 picks because I'm a big believer when you invest in a coin, you need to stay on top of all of the updates, all of the changes, all of the news. And especially for anyone who's newer into crypto, you don't need to be paying attention to more than 15 projects. In fact, Tshroom might even say 15 is too much. We'll find out here in a couple of minutes. My rule is 15. Well, I'll say that. Do you have a difference? Do you have a different number in mind, Tshroom?
Yeah, I think probably less than that. Probably around 12. And if it just depends how much time you have to scan the markets. You tune into shows like this, and others, that we'll try to give you a wider breadth of news and updates on different coins. But the reality is that you need to be the one managing your portfolio, and that includes the knowledge of what is happening per coin, per investment.
And here's the thing. I'm going to stay with 15, but Tshroom, I think there's nothing wrong with you say, yeah, maybe 15 is too many. And ultimately, maybe you guys even come around and Tshroom says 10 to 12. You might say, guys, I only have time for 5. Completely fine. You look at our portfolio, use your own reasoning to make your own rules. But for the sake of the video, we'll go back to my screen here. That's the rules for today's show. 15 is our top choice.
And
here.
just a quick last note. There's nothing wrong. If you're watching this and you're like, well, I only really want to hold Bitcoin and maybe ChainLink or maybe Ethereum. There's nothing wrong with that. Can you get rich off of that? You absolutely, if you invest enough, you can become wealthy, right? However, this is what we're about to show you is a very altcoin positive portfolio. But if you just want to hold Bitcoin, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Don't feel bad. Don't feel shame. We just like altcoins here.
Yeah, let's keep going. We got a couple more rules here, and then we're getting into the meat and potatoes of the show. The plan on this portfolio is that we're going to hold to the end of what is called a 4-year cycle that should end in September of 2025. There's a chance the bull market goes longer than that. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a chance at an extended bull cycle, but the plan for now is we're selling and taking our profits in September of 2025. We got to choose 5 safe picks. What a safe pick is something that might not make the most money in your portfolio, but it will make you money. Like, you're not going to lose money by investing in these coins. You just might not make a 20, 30, 40x in it. You're going to make a safe 4, 5, 6x. No more risk. So we will have no more than 3 high risk, high reward choices. What this means by high risk, high reward is these coins potentially could maybe see 75 to 100x. Maybe they only see 20 or 30, but they also potentially could crash and burn and die, and they actually cost you your money. And so that's why we call them high risk, high reward, but we're not going to choose any more than 3 of them. And even that, it moves us to rule number 7. These risky coins cannot have more than 4% of my portfolio. Total 12, because there's 3 of them. But let's say all 3 of those coins go to 0. Well, guess what? That's only 12% of your total portfolio. You will still be profitable because of the gains you make in the rest of it. This is just a nice way to be a little risky, but also protect yourself in the long run. Let's review what we went through last month. So this is where we were last month. I gave a list. This is my list right now. If you had a $10,000 portfolio, this is how I would invest it. We're going to get into some other projects in the top 100. We're going to kind of look to see, is there anything we should be exchanging right now? But my top 5, my green safe picks, I don't think any of these 5 are doing 20x's. I think you have a chance for like Cardano and maybe Solana and maybe Polkadot to push the boundaries of 15x. But realistically, probably all 3 of those are closer to saying 10 to 12x. That's still really good. Ethereum, I think we're talking about probably 5 to 7x is a realistic expectation. And Bitcoin, we're talking about higher end, more than 2x, but 2x to 3x potential on Bitcoin. So I don't want to put all $10,000 into Bitcoin because best case scenario, I'm only going to have $30,000 at the end. That's still really good. But my thought is with this portfolio as a whole with $10,000, I believe it's very reasonable to think that we could get this closer to over $100,000, potentially make a push towards $200,000 from simply using $10,000. So top 5 picks, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Polkadot. They're gonna make me money, just not as much as maybe the blue ones. My blue coins, these are the ones that I'm actually depending the most to make the most amount of gains. I think these coins are definitely 15x's, probably going to 20x, and have the potential maybe even to run up closer to 30. ChainLink is my number 1 coin. It's also in this portfolio my highest investment. We can talk about that all day long. I'm a big believer in ChainLink. You can disagree with me if you want. We'll see who gets the last laugh here next year. But ChainLink, very, very important that you have that. Near, I got 2 AI tokens, Near and Render. Very high on Near and Render. Again, I think at least 15x in the cards, but probably over 20x coming for these coins. AVAX, we'll have to talk more about AVAX later because they had some bad news, and we'll discuss, do we need to get AVAX out of this portfolio because we're scared of something? But for now, that's where I have it right there. Stacks, the number one Bitcoin layer 2. ICP, the Web3 internet protocol. Very big on that one. And of course, Ondo. This one, a new fan favorite, like especially in the last month and a half. Not that we didn't like it before then. We liked Ondo, but it seems like everyone is just trying to get as much Ondo as possible. I have it as a 10% of a $10,000 portfolio. Is that too much? Is that too low? We'll break into that here in a little bit. My 3 risky coins: Jasmy Coin, Celestia, Injective. I actually feel really good about all 3 of these. I don't feel like they're actually that risky. I think that all 3 of them had the potential to do more than a 30x, but also something could go wrong. They could end up not doing really anything at all and falling outside the top 100. So they're risky. And so therefore, I have less money invested into them. My honorable mentions, meaning I do invest in these coins, but I'm not going to put them in my top 15. And it just stretches you a little bit. I have, and we'll see if this changes today, I had XRP, Polygon or Matic, Optimism, VeChain, and Shiba Inu. These are coins that I think can make people money. They just don't make it into my top 15. Now, there's a couple coins, before I go too much further, because Tshroom was even asking me this question earlier. There's a couple coins that some of you might be thinking and saying, why does Tim not have that coin in his top 15? Well, remember, there's a couple rules here that exclude certain coins. Remember rule number 1, it has to be bought on Coinbase. Number 2, it has to be inside the top 100. So there's lots of coins that are very valuable that probably are going to be in my personal portfolio, but I'm not putting into my beginner suggestion one because they don't fit either one of those 2 bills. Take a look. I selected them over here for you guys so you could get a better view of them. These are coins right here in this list that would have made my top 15, whether it be safe, moneymaker, or risky picks. These 5 coins right here, I would have made my top 15, but you cannot purchase them on Coinbase. Jupiter, I think potentially could become the number 1 swap. Caspa, I think Caspa is one of those coins that, again, we're talking about potential 30x. The problem is, can't buy it on Coinbase. The minute you can, though, trust me, it will be in on the list. ASI is a token that doesn't even exist yet. You might also be thinking about, Tim, why isn't AGIX in there? Why isn't FET in there? Why isn't Ocean? Well, Ocean's not in the top 100. But the reason why is because we are a couple of weeks away. I think the new date was something like July 17th, July 20th, Tshroom? 15th? Okay, I was 15th, wrong. Yeah. July 15th. So we're a couple weeks away from this coin even existing. But for now, how can I put it into the portfolio of what I would own when the coin doesn't even exist? That's why it's there. Core and Beam, I would have put these ones in my risky picks. I think there's some potential major upside to them. But again, can't put them on Coinbase, so that's not my list. These purple coins, or faded purple coins, you can see right here. And I need to make this Tshroom. I don't think they can see it very well because of my face. Can you move my face out of the way? Because I can't really look at all of them. Well, there we go. All right, we're going to go through them. These are coins that if I was doing a larger portfolio, I would absolutely own these coins. But they're not making my top 15, and they're not in my top 20 honorable mentions right now. We might change these out today. Hedera or HBAR, Toncoin, Arbitrum, BNB, Dogecoin, Quant, Pepe, Uniswap, Theta, Maker, and Pendle. Now, some of these might end up making Tshroom's list. They're not in my current portfolio, but again, the point of today's video is to update this group and say, hey, do I need to make any changes as we move into July? And how would I spend $1,000 new money and maybe make this an $11,000 portfolio? How would I allocate that money? Either way, if you own these, if they're in your portfolio, I don't have a problem with you whatsoever. Great picks. It just wasn't personally in mine, top 15. Then, of course, I got to make sure you guys know about these ones. These are my guys. You can do whatever you want to do with your money. I would not own these, and I would not recommend owning these. Some people might even say, hey, Tron, it just jumped AVAX. Shouldn't that be one to hold? No, I don't think there's a lot of money in Tron. I think Tron is going to be fading throughout the bull market, making its way further back. Bitcoin Cash, I don't invest in things that have any word after Bitcoin. If it starts with Bitcoin, that better be the only word in what I'm investing in. Once you add the SV and the cash and whatever else, sorry, not going to do it. Monero, just not investing in it. I don't believe in its viability long term. A privacy coin that has cool things about it, but I can't see a world where regulation doesn't heavily cripple Monero. The only use case I've ever heard of people using it was to do illegal things. So not going to invest in Monero. Wormhole, just not going to invest in Wormhole at this point. It had a moment there in the sun for about 2 weeks where people thought it was super cool. I don't know about it. I think there's just so many other interoperability swapping solvencies. I don't need Wormhole. Talked about Bitcoin. WorldCoin, I don't care if this coin is an 100x coin. This is a scary project for the future of mankind. I'm not going to invest in it the same way I would not invest in poison for children, right? You might make money on it. I don't know. Maybe that's a booming industry, but I'm not investing in it. That's terrible. YouTube, please don't demonetize us for saying that. And then the last one, eCash. I'm not investing in eCash. So the rest of these coins on this list, I want you guys to see this one. I'm kind of setting the stage for you guys, but if you invested in anything on this list right here, let me make this slightly smaller. You can move me back down to the lower left now, Tshroom. I think we should be good. Litecoin, Phantom, Aptos, Filecoin, Sui, Mantle, Cosmos, Immutable, Arweave, Algorand, Aave, Say, Stellar. I do not personally, in my portfolio, own any of those tokens. I'm not going to call you an idiot if you do. These ones over here, the purple, they're not my top 15, but I own these ones. I like these ones. I think these are going to be in my portfolio. These ones, I've just decided, no, I don't need them. But I don't think that people that own them are stupid. So if you guys own those, I'm not going to gripe with you or say that you're wrong. They're just not in my personal portfolio. When it comes to these ones right here, I've done some research. I know a lot of people are excited about them. I don't have enough research to say no, and I don't want to invest in them, but I don't have enough research to say I for sure want to. These are ones right here that could have made it into my list of never. You're going to see the majority of them are meme coins. I don't think people are idiots necessarily for investing in them. These are slightly more advanced coins, but I don't plan on owning them whatsoever. And then these are the list right here. They're in the top 100, but I'm going to be very honest with you and say I don't know enough about them to tell you whatsoever what to do. Meaning, like I know less about these than I know about these, and I don't feel comfortable telling you whether you should invest in those or not. These ones, I have just not had the time, and I probably won't have the time in this bull market to get down and study those ones because I want to stay up to date on all the rest of them. And we're talking about well over 50 coins. You know how hard it is to stay up to date on the fundamentals and the news of more than 50 coins? It's hard for me, and this is what I do for a full-time job. Bruh. So I definitely know that you guys who are newer investors and probably have full-time jobs and do a lot of other things with your life, yeah, you definitely don't have time to stay on top of more than 50 coins. Yeah. You probably don't even have time to stay on top of 15. Yep. Now it moves us into Tshroom. I'm going to start off with you. Yep. The whole point of today's show is to update the portfolio. And because you were not here with us last time, I want you to kind of take the lead on changes. You can go ahead and go back to my screen here. Let's just talk about what goes into the top 15. Are there any things on here? Let's start off. Anything on this list that you would point out and say, you know what, Tim, that coin would not be in my top 15 whatsoever?
Let's see. Not in your top 15. I know you've done a lot of work, a lot of like TA work on Jasmy Coin. I do not, and I don't plan on owning Jasmy Coin. Okay. A lot of it is based on the analysis that Crypto Archie did back in the day. Now, I think that if you're listening to the sound of my voice and you own Jasmy Coin, there's a good chance that there have been some breakthroughs, there have been some changes in the governance, there has been something that makes Jasmy Coin a more compelling buy. But last time I did like a dive on it, it was less than desirable. It was less than compelling for me to own. But I think, to be honest with you, the rest of these don't look bad. ICP. So ICP is a good example of.
Well, let's pause. Let's pause for just 1 second.
Go for it.
And here's what I'll say. Listen, by the way, you guys, just like Tshroom, are more than welcome to have your own opinion. I want to make sure, though, for anyone listening to this, I want to make sure that they understand the reason why I have Jasmy Coin up there. First of all, Jasmy Coin potentially has the greatest tokenomics that I've seen of any coin in the top 100. And the reason I say that, even better than like Bitcoin or others, because it has a max supply. We always love max supplies. Just because you don't have a max supply doesn't mean you can't be good. But when you have one, that's beautiful. It also has already printed like 95%. Like, we're not talking about still waiting for another 10, 15, 30%. They have already in existence right now have 49.3 billion of the 50 billion that will ever exist. And this is something I saw this morning. We made a price prediction video on Jasmy last night. It's doing very well, especially I think last night during the Asian trading hours, picked up in views very nicely. But I saw someone comment, and again, I don't use comment sections as my sources, so I need to. This is brand new here. I need to go do more research. But from what I understand, and I didn't catch this in my initial research, there is something coming with a lockup of, I think the number what someone said was 36 billion tokens. So in case you guys are wondering what that lockup means, first of all, that does mean it's a centralized coin. I've said before, I love decentralization, but centralized coins can definitely make you a lot of money. So the fact that more than half of the supply can be locked up is proof it's centralized. However, what lockup means is for an extended period of time, no one can buy or sell those tokens. So effectively, for at least the next couple of years, if this is true, more than half of the total supply is not even liquid, meaning you cannot use it, which means if 36 billion are locked up, that only leaves 14 billion of supply in range. So effectively, they just lowered the supply. And as the bull market increases and demand increases, Tshroom, you finished top of your class in economics at your local community college. What happens when supply drops and demand rises?
Price increases.
Price increases. And again, this is something that there's a lot of new momentum. They have a deal recently signed with Apple. They also have a deal with, is it Panoramic? They're signing deals with massive, not just institutions, not like local mom and pop shops. They're signing with worldwide massive companies they're signing deals with. So again, if you don't like Jasmy Coin, that's completely fine. I did want to give Jasmy, though, recent bullishness as to why it's in my list. Tshroom, I don't know if that changes any of your thoughts, but I want you. You're very open to say Jasmy's off my list. I will say, though, last thing I'll say before I get back to you, it is my risky coin, right? So I don't have that in my safe picks. It's considered one of my high risk, high reward coins. Mm-hmm. Does that change anything for you, or you still want to get rid of it?
Well, it's not that I would want to get rid of it because I respect everybody's different portfolio choices for the most part.
No, but this is your portfolio. This is your portfolio.
Okay. Then I would remove it. Ooh, I feel half the audience wincing that love Jasmy.
Yeah.
What's
okay,
weird,
guys?
I've been doing a little research on the back end. What's weird is this is their website for Jasmy. It's like very different from what I've seen. I'm not sure if this is the wrong website or what, but
no, it's a Japanese. I mean, it's a Japanese project. Like there's things on their website. You have to make sure you're clicking on English to read it. Otherwise, everything you read is in Japanese.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. Again, I don't think it's bad. It's just one that, the research that I have done on it, it was kind of saying that it wasn't a good project. So, what we're talking about 50 different coins today. There's going to be some things that we get wrong. There's going to be some things that we get right. Tim is bullish on Jasmy.
I am, but that's fine. Again, we're listen. This list right now, I'll come and change mine later. We're doing Tshroom's list. So this is listen. No bad picks here. I might disagree with you, but I'm not going to make fun of your pick because I'm assuming you're gonna. Do you have a different risky pick you're gonna move into that slot? Are you just going to move Celestia Injective up and say, I don't want another risky pick? What's your thought here?
I think Arweave, I noticed, was not in.
Did I not have on the list?
Yeah, you have it on the list.
Right here, yeah.
And it would be one that you wouldn't call me an idiot for thinking about.
Nope, I wouldn't.
Having. By the way, John in the chat said, I think you guys are idiots. So
yeah, thank you, John.
We're getting some good hate. We love the hate.
Listen, here's what I'll say, guys. You're not successful as a content creator until people call you idiots. That was the greatest compliment you've ever given us, John. Thank you so much. You're my hero. Love you. Let's go and keep going on. What else did you change here? Are we? Hey, good pick there. I mean, again, I'm probably still choosing Jasmy over that, but I don't fault that pick. I think that's a solid pick right there.
Yeah. Let's see. What else would I change?
Is someone saying Arweave is not on Coinbase? So that might have been some of the. I don't think I addressed that last time, but Arweave is not on Coinbase. Again, I don't own Arweave, so that's why I've never had to run into that problem of whether I can buy it on Coinbase or not. But that's No, you can. I mean, it looks like you can buy Arweave. I don't know what people are saying. I think you can buy Arweave. Nope, it's not. Never mind. Nope. Not supported by Coinbase. All right, Tshroom. Guess what? Guess what? Wah, wah. You cannot have it. You gotta have something else.
Well, in that case, I would probably move either. I'm kind of between VeChain and Optimism, going ahead and putting them in the actual portfolio. I would probably go VeChain.
Yeah. Now, do you consider that a risky pick, or would you kind of make another blue one for that one?
I wouldn't call that a risky pick. Is that what
you're kind of yellow's risky? Yeah. So you're kind of saying, hey, this is going to go into my. I think at least 15x is in the play, but maybe 20. Like the high risk, high rewards, legitimately could be like 50x plays. Yeah. I would say 30 to 40x to 50x plays, maybe even higher. But yeah.
I'm gonna pull another one. What about BitTensor? What about Tau? Is that?
Yeah, that's in my list over here at the moment. I want to do way more research on it.
And is that one on Coinbase?
Let's see. I don't know.
I feel like I've done enough. So. I mean, I put out a video on BitTensor. I feel like I've done enough research. I like it. I think it's going to be really good. It's going to compete with ASI.
I'm going to start by putting it here. While people let us know in chat, can we have BitTensor in Coinbase? Red Star says, can Ondo reach $100? Seems like a banking play. Ondo's going to make a lot of money. $100, not by 2025, Red Star. That's the tokenomics would not support that. It would have to have, I think, off the top of my head, I think more than $1 trillion, probably pushing towards multiple trillions in market cap with its tokenomics to have $100. That being said, I made a price prediction video a couple of weeks ago. 15 to 18, I think, is conservative, meaning realistic low. If the market goes crazier than I expect, it could go even higher than that. But I would almost say best case scenario, like in my dream world, Ondo by 2025 makes it to maybe $30. Just don't expect that to happen. I think 15 to 18 is the better expectation.
Yeah, Montlet said Tau is not on CB.
Yeah, so we're just running into a bunch of problems here, Tshroom. You got to fill up this list. I mean, this happened to me last time. Just last time, anyone who watched a couple weeks ago remembered how many coins I put into my risky picks and then had to remove them because we went and looked and they weren't on Coinbase. So that's part of the game. Part of the game right here is you can't have that.
Yeah. I think I feel pretty good about this. Maybe let's see.
Real quick, while you're thinking about it, Rebecca Cower says, I don't see FET on the list. Yes, Rebecca, FET is not on the list. The reason why FET's not on the list is because in a couple of weeks, it's not even going to exist as its own thing. What I have here that you cannot buy on Coinbase yet, but I would when it comes out on Coinbase, ASI. Those who don't know, FET, AGIX, and Ocean, 3 AI coins are going to be merging on July 15th. And becoming ASI. So FET's not on the list because of that purpose, but very good coin. And I am a believer in ASI's future. Just the coin doesn't exist yet. So how do I put it in a portfolio?
We're getting mixed information from the chat here. Somebody said BitTensor is on Coinbase.
Well, someone's a liar then, I guess. Let me look it up.
I'm looking it up, and it is not tradable on Coinbase.
Yeah. So you can see prices of things on Coinbase, but yeah, it's saying this asset is not supported by Coinbase. Yeah. Therefore, can't make the list, but it is in the list. Well, that doesn't count because you don't like Jasmy, so don't pay attention to Jasmy coin. Arweave and BitTensor, I'm assuming along with Caspa and several others, would be in Tshroom's. I wish I could put it in. Yeah. It's just not on Coinbase list.
Yep. So I think that the conclusion that I'm coming to, Tim, is that we have a very similar kind of approach.
Well, I need you to fill. We need one more honorable mention. Let's go look at coins over here. What coin on this list right here or this list over here? What do you want to fill in your last honorable mention with? Earlier you were talking about Pendle, right? You said Pendle.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a decent amount on that list. I see. Yeah. Probably between Hedera, Toncoin, Pendle, Uniswap. I think those. Could you scroll up a little bit?
Hey, listen. I got you so well right now.
I love this. This is gonna.
I'm just gonna put this list right here for you.
Look at that,
and then you can look at it right next to all your other coins.
And BNB's on there too. BNB's tempting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna do. And this is just for honorable mention, right?
No, I mean you can if you want to change any of this out. This is your show.
Okay, so I would change Near out for Pendle. Yeah, go ahead and swap those out.
Put it with Jasmine Coin because you hate it.
Not that I hate anything about Near. I just
Listen,
I want to get Pendulum.
I heard you say it. I heard you say it under your breath. You hate Near. You heard it here first. Yep. Tshroom hates Near, everybody.
Yep. And then I started.
It's worthless as Jasmine Coin.
I started to say this about ICP, but we got distracted. ICP is a coin that I used to think was trash, but I have since been educated that it is not trash. Right?
It is not. Yeah.
You have to be flexible in the crypto markets. You have to be flexible in all markets to challenge your beliefs, challenge your assumptions and your biases. Injective, Celestia. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and kick Celestia out, and I'm going to replace that with man, Toncoin is so tempting, but I think I'm going to do Uniswap. I think Uniswap.
So you think Uniswap's a high risk, high reward, or safe?
I forgot about that.
No, that's fine. You don't have to have any risky picks if you don't want them.
Yeah, I think that's going to be safe. That's definitely a safe one.
Is it a green safe?
No, I think it's a blue safe.
So you think at least a 15x?
Yeah, at least.
I will say, I'm going to pause right there. Just like, I don't think it will.
Yeah.
And we actually were talking about this before the show. Uniswap in the last bull market only did a 24x. I would be surprised, especially with the increased competition in the decentralized swapping world, if it can get anywhere even close to half of it, and the half of a gain would only be a 12x in play.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you?
I would put. Okay, here's what I'll say. I would consider Uniswap more of like a green pick. If you go back to my screen, I would, and we'll leave it here down here. It doesn't have to get moved over there. I would make that a green pick. Meaning, I think Uniswap goes up. I think you make money.
I agree.
But I think I'm going to put Uniswap more in the category of I think it'd be nice to get a 10x.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's green too. I think so too.
Yeah.
Nufal Al Shah said, "I guess I'm the only one watching from Pakistan." Big shout out to.
I think we've actually had a couple people watching from Pakistan. But shout out, hey, if you are from Pakistan, say something Pakistani in chat. I was going to say put one in chat.
No, just say Pakistan. Just say Pakistan. You can say whatever you want and then put Pakistan.
That's too easy. I want to see the real ones because it's easy to fake.
The real ones who have access
I don't understand Pakistani, but I bet you I could spot the real from the fake. So if they said something in Pakistani, we're going to see it and we'll be like, ooh, that looks Pakistani to me.
Yeah. Well, you know what it's going to come down to is how well Google Translate can deceive Tim.
Well, now you just gave people a cheat code that they can go use Google and translate something they want to say into Pakistani and try to fake us out that they're from Pakistan. So
Tim,
now this whole thing's mute. All right, let's keep moving on.
I think what would be useful is for you to, because I was really digging it this morning when you pulled up the Uniswap chart and talked about how you don't think it could potentially do a 24x again. Because that's
you want me to go back there?
Yeah, I think for newer folks, I think that's a useful little trip to take.
Yeah, so this is the Uniswap chart. I'm not gonna start where it's like existed first and foremost. Did this? I'm gonna go back to where we pulled back to during October, November of 2020, what it did during this time period. So we're talking about it went from $1.69, give or take, rallied to the top of the bull market, and it didn't get the late 2021 push. It stopped out in May. It made it about $43, which was a 2,400% rally. I said 24x. I meant 25x. All right, so that's a 25x. We've pulled back down. The bear market bottom came back down to $3.38. But once again, I think there's a couple coins out there, for example, like ChainLink, that could match / slightly outdo its past bull market because its use case is actually going to be taken full-fledged in this bull market. Uniswap is a decentralized swap. It is used for the retail investors, the people. The chances of it matching or getting close to its performance last bull market, I'm going to put in the category of slim. What does that mean? I do not think Uniswap is doing a 25x again. Again, I would be surprised to see if it even doubled that. A double from the bear market bottom, we'll go ahead and just go all the way back here. We're talking about somewhere in the camp of getting back up to former all-time highs. One of the reasons why is it's hard to get back up there. There's more tokens in circulation. So even though the market cap will be much higher than it was back here in April of 2021, the price action could end up being similar. And once again, there are so many new faces of competition that are going to stop Uniswap from keeping the majority of the space. Another thing to think about is it's already just so crazy high. Uniswap right now is at number 17. For it to do much more than what I just put on the table there for a 12x Tshroom, do you think that Uniswap can crack into the top 10 and make a push towards number 5?
No.
So in reality, I just don't see a place where Uniswap is able to 25x. I'm going to put in the realistic category of 10 to 12x, which makes it a good investment. You're going to make more money investing in Uniswap than Bitcoin. Is it as safe as Bitcoin? No. But would I put it in the safe category? Would I make it a green name like we did for your chart? Yeah, I would put that as green. It's safe. You'll make money off it. But will you make as much as you will on Ondo or ICP or Avalanche or ChainLink? I do not believe so.
Yeah. I think that's a good breakdown, Tim. I really appreciate you doing that. So I feel good about this now. There's no names in there that so render for me is like I just feel like it's a bit overbought, so I wouldn't enter it today. There's a lot of other coins that I think are going to do similarly as well as render, but that are underpriced. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't hold it, and that doesn't mean that if you already own render that you should sell it. You definitely shouldn't. I think render is a great project, not financial advice.
Someone someone's saying Pendle is not available on Coinbase, and once again, because I've never bought it, I didn't know. This one's different. Pendle is not tradable on Coinbase, but it is available to trade on Coinbase Wallet. So you know what I'm going to do, Tshroom? We're going to allow you to keep it in there because people could still be operating in Coinbase and get a hold of Pendle. But I do want people to know it won't be as simple as just signing into Coinbase and just buying it. You will have to have a Coinbase wallet and then trade it inside of that, but it still stays within that ecosystem. So we're going to make an allowing opportunity and say Pendle can stay in the list.
NCR legend trying to take the reins here said Pendle is not on Coinbase. Put near back. Put it back. I like it. I like it. So, yeah. Let's see. Of the remaining coins there on the side, I think Hedera and Toncoin. I mean, a lot of these are actually pretty decent investments. Yep. If you have any of these, I don't think you should sell them. I think that they're all pretty decent. You're not an idiot for holding them. Right. I think the BNB is going to be far and away the best investment in terms of security and potential gains in the future.
But I'll just say here, you already have, unless you want to change it out for something, you already have 6 safe picks.
Right.
This is going to cause your portfolio gains to be lesser. You have 1 risk play and you have 6 safe picks. This is not going to be this portfolio will not be a 20x portfolio, I believe, at this current rate.
Yeah. And Bernardo Planko is calling me out and said, you boys forgot to put a high risk coin instead of Jasmine. So could we go?
Again, here's the rule. He doesn't have to have them. He could have all 15 can be green if he wants it. I wouldn't suggest it. He has to have 5 green, and he can't have more than 3 yellows. Mm-hmm. So he's within the rules. I think that we're lessening our ability to make money here.
You know what? NCR Legend actually makes a pretty good point. Pendle probably is a high flyer. Pendle, I think, is kind of higher risk. I don't think it's.
So you want to make that a yellow one?
Yeah.
All right. Now you're just making my job hard here. Okay. Let's just. Okay. Good.
Gustavo Viejos sliding in with some advice for the bros. There are multiple Pendle on base. Be very careful to choose the correct one. That is very important.
Good suggestion there. Okay.
And how can you select the right one? You double check on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko that the address is the same.
Mm-hmm. All right. Any other change you make here? You do have to add. You have to choose at least one of these to get into your 20th slot of honorable mention. So choose your favorite one right here. We're just going to slide that into number 20. I don't know the drum roll.
Dogecoin.
That's okay. Yeah. Are you good with this list? Is this a fair list for you?
And then I want to swap out Hedera for Shiba Inu.
Okay.
Because the purple's just like the bench. It's just depth, right?
Yeah, it's depth. Yeah, it's like these are sitting outside of your top 20. Like I told you guys, everything that was in this list beforehand, if I come back over here because I copied it, everything in this I own. Like I have this. I want to be a part of it. All right, Pendle, actually, no. We slid that in last second because of Tshroom. So forget Pendle. The rest of these I own. I like them. I'm good with them. I'm going to make money on them. But they don't make my top 15 or my top 20. So at the moment, here's what we're looking at here. That I got to see if I want to make any changes to mine whatsoever. but this is my current list. When I look over here, I'm trying to think, is there anything? Let's copy this list again, and kind of I just want to be able to see this one because again, I want to see if I make any changes here whatsoever.
Yeah.
I feel like I actually might make some changes in my reserve list. Like there's a part of me that's almost like I think XRP community is going to hate me on this.
Uh-oh.
I think I'm going to move out BNB for XRP. I think that BNB actually has a better safety utility there. Listen, Polygon Matic. I'm almost tempted to make Polygon Matic like up in the air because like Polygon just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping, and it has so many great use cases in the future that it's going to have a great bull market. But I'd like if I. It's so hard because like I'm in love with the blue tokens on this list. I cannot move out of my top 15. So the question is, does for some reason Polygon make a move over one of these?
Yeah. Scroll over because I can't see the blue section.
Oh, because of my face.
Yeah. Well, over. Scroll the whole screen.
I know what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. This is a big change. I'm gonna change out Polygon Matic for Polkadot. Polkadot's still in my top 20. I own it. I love it. Is it gonna make me the most money in the world? No. That's why it was a safe pick. But I think so is Matic. I think Matic's a safe pick. Yeah. This is actually a safe pick that I think could get into that category of over a 15x. But I'm gonna leave it as green, even though I think there's an argument it could be blue. Yep. To me, I think that's a safe pick to go up. Yep. Got to change that color right there.
Yeah.
Back to my faded pink.
Tim, the time has flown by. It is 11:50.
I told you when we were doing the prep, Tshroom was like, Tim, do you think this is going to be like 20 minutes? I was like, every single time I've ever done portfolio discussion, it takes like 45 to 50 minutes to do. But I think it's extremely valuable for people to see it and walk through what is happening. By the way, and I'm getting close to ending mine, but you guys have heard me and Tshroom say something like this a lot. Well, it's in my normal portfolio, but not on this list. Or saying, I don't own this, but maybe I will in the future. This list, I want to make sure people understand, this is not mine and Tshroom's portfolios. We have our own portfolios. This is for beginners who we don't overcomplicate. If you want to see and get access to what Tshroom and I actually have in our portfolio, that is one of the perks of one of the membership options. I don't remember which one. Which one is the one that they get access to our portfolios, Tshroom?
Definitely Pro Bros.
Yeah.
Pro Bros right here.
And a part of that, just so you guys know, not only you get to see ours, you get once a quarter, you get to actually get a one-on-one call with myself, Tshroom, or Crux. All three of us got some great. We might not have like the same exact portfolios, but great portfolios. Once a quarter, we actually can have a one-on-one meeting with you and go over your portfolio. And we're not going to tell you what to buy and what to sell, but we'll help you think through where you're strong, where you're weak, some things you should be considering moving forward. But ultimately, that's going to be completely up to you. You know, Tshroom, if we go back to my list here, I like my list like this. That's not a lot of changes here. But now it's time to change into, this is my current portfolio, something that now we can go off my screen. Now the question is, we're going to July. We have been working really hard. We've been mining our fiat properly at our work. We have come into a new $1,000 to invest into crypto in the month of July. This is a very complicated or very simple answer. You actually are going to be surprised at how simple mine is going to be. But Tshroom, you have $1,000. What are you doing with it in the month of July?
Now, the huge wrench to throw into this is potentially I could put it in an MSTR, MicroStrategies, which is a stock.
You could.
Not a coin, and you can only get that in America and Europe, I believe. But of this list, so scroll down. You're going to scroll back down to my list so I can see.
You can.
I don't want to look at your portfolio. I want to look at mine. Here,
good point. Yeah,
$1,000, and I can have to put it into one, or I can split it up.
You can just decide I'm going to hold it as cash because I think the whole market's going to crash, or you could evenly split it between all 15. You know, it's up to you. This is your portfolio.
Well, I think it would make the most sense to probably do a little bit of both. So you would, like the most proper, like the way that they would teach you at like a business school is to, put a descending percentage scale with the highest percentage in the green, and then on down to the lowest percentage in the yellow. So I would probably do, for the sake of time, because we still have a factoid and other things, I would just do 50-50 into, I would do 50% into Cardano because it's underbought, and I would do the other 50% into Pendle.
Okay.
That's just what I would do, right? Is that the best thing?
Fair.
To be honest, it's probably not. But I think
I'll tell you what the best thing to do is, but that's a good pick.
Go for it, Tim.
That's fair.
What's the best thing to do with $1,000?
Where are we right now in the market, Tshroom? Is it altcoin season?
It is not altcoin season.
Is it Ethereum season yet?
It's not.
But it almost is. So here's the deal. Very simple. I'm going 50-50 Bitcoin Ethereum. That doesn't mean it's going to stay that way, but I'm taking $1,000 and I'm adding 500 to Bitcoin and I'm adding 500 to Ethereum. When you come over and you take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, we've been talking about this. It is going to move to the upside. Historically, in the 4-year cycle, we have probably at least, let's see, what have we seen in the past? I forgot, 39 weeks. Yeah, so we have roughly 30, let's just call it 35 weeks until the Bitcoin dominance chart falls off a cliff. That dominance chart falls off a cliff when it's altcoin season. We just had our halving event. 35 weeks. Let's go with that number. 35 weeks is going to put us roughly somewhere around December. What that means is for the next little bit, from now until December, Bitcoin dominance probably will at least stay high. If not, go to the upside. Even if it stays still, let's say Bitcoin dominance stays right at 55% for the rest of now till December. Guess what that means? More money is going into Bitcoin than altcoins. It's just staying still because of the split. What's going to happen, though, is the majority of the money is going to flow into Bitcoin and to Ethereum. And that doesn't mean altcoins won't climb in price. It just means they'll get more money flowing into them. But then the reason why I'm saying not just Bitcoin and Ethereum as well is because I do think that Ethereum is on the verge and getting close to Ethereum's cycle where the ETH over Bitcoin chart is going to start flattening out / resuming to the upside. So I'm splitting it. I don't think we're quite in Ethereum season just yet. We're not officially in Ethereum season, I don't believe, until we get back over 0.06122 and we start to set higher highs in the ETH over Bitcoin chart. That said, though, this is how the 4-year cycle works. You have your big bull market, you have your bear market, but then you enter into a season of time through to 35 weeks after the Bitcoin halving event where Bitcoin is the main gainer. There's a point when Ethereum starts to gain as well, and then boom, one day Bitcoin and Ethereum will be the greatest things in sliced bread, and everyone thinks that's the best, and the Bitcoin maxis will be so proud of themselves, and the Ethereum maxis will be so happy, and then this is going to happen. The Bitcoin chart on dominance is going to just go like this. And that is the sign. This doesn't mean Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to fall. It means the altcoins are massively outpacing it. We have seen it happen in every single previous bull market. Why won't we see it happen again? I say we will see it happen again. But until that time, again, December, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm still going to buy some alts from time to time because these are great low dips. But you actually have a very good argument to say your best bang for your buck is continuing to invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then, and we'll definitely preference this probably in October, November time period in our portfolio. Hey guys, it's not alt season yet, but it's time to start moving some of your Bitcoin over into altcoins for the long-term haul, because that's where you're going to make more money.
Yep. All right, we have very little time to cover a few different things here. Tim, I have had fun. Is there any more that we need to do on the portfolio?
Yeah, I thought we were going to have time for Q&A. We probably will not have time for Q&A today, but guess what, guys? If you were in our Discord and you are part of our memberships, you would get access to Q&A. Let's get our factoid of the day. Let's give our big announcement about memberships, continue to update people on what's happening there. And then we're going to call it a day for the weekend, but we'll be back on Monday giving you guys all the alpha you need. Tshroom, what's our factoid of the day today?
Well, Tim, our factoid of the day is brought to you by Decrypted.Tax. If you're looking for a tax professional that is excellent with crypto, look no further than Ernest over at Decrypted.Tax. You can find the link for them in the description for discounted, high-rate crypto tax services, Tim.
Real quick, before we move on, I know there's a good question. Just had a phone conversation with Ernest the other day. In case you're just wondering, Ernest, he's not just a sponsor. Like he does sponsor the channel, but he is mine and Tshroom's personal tax attorney. So I had a great, hour-long call with him. We have some videos coming up with him, some great stuff. We're going to talk about a new potential legislation that you guys are going to want to hear about. That's going to be awesome. We're also going to talk about, he had a story where he almost had his Coinbase hacked, and he wants to update you guys on what to look for because he was able to avoid it. But this is something that's happening a lot. But he is the smartest, humblest, and nicest person I think I've ever met in the world of taxes. He is brilliant. So please believe us when we say this. It's not just because he sponsored the channel. I honestly, with 100% of my belief, think that he is the greatest option for a CPA, whether it's just your crypto or your normal finances. No one will treat you better than Ernest. Sign up today, and when you use our link, you get 25% off. You also, though, can have a free 60-minute call with him, just like I did the other day. Mine was just asking him some simple tax questions, talking about some business stuff. It was a great blast for 60 minutes. Go ahead and get ahead of your taxes, though. Don't wait until April and then freak out last second. Contact Decrypted.Tax today. Start talking about what the future tax plans look like and tell them the bros sent you because that's how you get 25% off.
Absolutely. Tim, according to CoinGecko, which NFT project has the highest market cap? Bored Ape Yacht Club, Pudgy Penguins, Runestone, or CryptoPunks? What do you think, Tim?
This is a good question because I don't pay attention to the world of crypto NFTs that much, but I don't ever see Pudgy Penguins, Runestone, or CryptoPunks in the top 100 like biggest gains or biggest losses when we sometimes check on those. I have seen Crypto Apes though, so I'm going to say Bored Ape Yacht Club still, but I could be wrong. Maybe CryptoPunks.
He's going Bored Ape. You going Bored Ape? You locking it in?
I am, but if I'm wrong, my suspicion is it's D if I'm wrong.
I don't care about your suspicion, Tim. Let's see.
That's rude.
Oh, your suspicion was right.
Gosh,
so if you go over to CoinGecko and you adjust it by market cap, you can see CryptoPunks is the highest market cap at
look at the last
800.
What is the last 90 days gains and losses?
I don't know because this is I don't even know how I would look at that.
Oh dang! Well, never mind. It doesn't matter because that's not even close. Look at the market cap. It's more. It's not double. Even close. Okay. Well, you know what I think I was thinking about ApeCoin. Like ApeCoin is the only NFT coin that I really ever see that had been in the top 100 from time to time. Yeah. So,
all right, Avalanche news. Turkish crypto exchange BTC Turk faces cyber attack, wallet compromised. Avalanche AVAX down 10% following BTC Turk exchange hack. So the conclusion here, and Zach XBT was on the scene, and I'm not going to get into that, but this has a lot less to do with AVAX, C-Chain, and X-Chain. It has way more to do with this Turkish exchange, which apparently it's one of the biggest crypto exchanges in Turkey. It had been cracked, unfortunately, and there does look like there's a decent amount of money. I think I saw 3 million that has been absconded with. So not good, but this does not compromise the security of AVAX in my mind. So actually, Tim, if you wouldn't mind pulling up the chart really quick, just here at the very end, we're going over time, but it looked like it got bought up.
Yeah, and we covered that. It's down. It kind of had an ugly little fall here. We did tee on it the other day that said, with this formation, you can see it fall way down. That's probably not going to happen. I'm watching for AVAX probably to fall realistically closer to this green line here on $22 or so. Mm-hmm. But I will say it. I saw someone in chat say it as well. Yeah, I'm glad we covered the news because that hack has zero to do with the fundamental future of AVAX. It's not like AVAX put people's money in jeopardy. It was an exchange that had a supply of AVAX that was hacked. That misinformation might have scared the market, but that is not a long-term detriment to AVAX whatsoever. So anyone who maybe there for a second was holding your breath, wondering if AVAX was a poor investment moving forward, no. It's one of those things here as well. Let's just finish the TA here. It's bearish right now, right? AVAX is significantly down from its highs earlier this year. In fact, right now we're down over 60%, right? So if I'm looking at this chart, I'm looking at TA and saying, hey, look at this. There's a lot of reason why we could drop back down here closer to $22 within our take profit with all of this stuff. If we go to the 4-hour chart, you see a take profit again right here on $22. So a lot of things calling on that in short term. When I turn this off and I look at the charts in this type of way, this zoomed in view, this isn't making me feel like butterflies and rainbows in my stomach. I'm not feeling excited here, right? Look at that volume on the 4-hour chart there, Tshroom.
Yeah, a lot of selling.
Nutso. The difference, though, is when I do this. When I do this, that's not that bad. That is not bad at all. We are still, even through all the 60% drop, it's still up 3x from the bear market bottom. And again, alt season isn't even here yet. Historically, some altcoins will just drag along the bottom of their bear market until the altcoin season. AVAX still is one of the top real world asset plays. They are still making relationship after relationship with large institutions. If you are selling your AVAX and you're trying to fade it, do your best. You're going to be crying about it here in about a year. It still has such a long way to the upside. Make sure, again, always before you freak out and sell all your assets, zoom out, get a bigger picture. Make sure you've been paying attention to news and recent relationships before you make rash decisions. That applies very much so here to AVAX. Before we let you go, though, we've been hinting about it the entire show. We've talked about it the last couple of days. Make sure you guys, if you want more access to me and Tshroom, I know we were trying to do some more Q&A at the end of the show. We do not have time to do it. But guess what? We always have time to answer all of your questions and go in depth with you over in our Discord, specifically for our paid members. This is a brand new feature we have just released this week. Whether you want to learn more simply about investing, giving things like we have giveaways, you have gem watch lists, you get access to a newsletter. The more and more you purchase, the higher you go, you'll get access to technical Tuesdays, technical analysis that will happen. You'll be part of trading groups. You'll get personal portfolio setups. And the higher you go, one-on-ones. Someone asked earlier, how do you get a BROZ hat? We'll give away hats from time to time. But the guaranteed number one way, when you sign up for Pro BROZ, and when you buy a whole year, you can get it for $38 a month. That automatically gets you guys a free hat. That's one way, but that's not the only thing. You'll also get access to the VIP trading group. You'll get access to quarterly one-on-ones, access to mine, Tshroom's, and Crux's portfolios so that you can see what we're buying, what we're selling, what moves we're making at any given moment. There's a lot of reasons to be signing up today for our membership options. Go check them out. What you're going to do, Tshroom's helping us right here. Go to our Discord. Just sign up to get into our free Discord. And then under announcements, you'll see all of the opportunities and all of the details you need to sign up today. By the way, any one of our members in YouTube, if you are one of the BROZ members, the $5 members, continue. That's completely fine. That'll give you access to once a week stream, a private stream we do Wednesday afternoons. That's not going anywhere, but that's unfortunately at this point. You'll get a green name in chat. You'll get that once a week stream, and you'll also just get to use some cool features. But other than that, if you bought higher levels like the gold or the mega BROZ, I'm going to tell you right now, if you cancel your YouTube membership, you actually can pay less per month by coming over here and signing up. The gold member is the same as this basic Z, so you can get $5 off per month and you get the same access. The mega BROZ, which costs $50 a month on YouTube, that's Pro BROZ. You'd get it for $38 a month. I'm just trying to help save you guys some money, get you the same thing. Go sign up in our Discord today. With that said, though, that's all we have for you. If you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the portfolio updates, if you're newer to crypto, make sure you smash that like button. YouTube always loves when likes are hit, but also hit subscribe. If you want more access to us, these memberships are awesome. But if you're in a spot right now where you're like, well, I can't pay for memberships, I don't have the time or the ability, what you can do is just come in and watch every single one of our YouTube videos where we keep you up to date on your favorite coins, on the best news to keep you updated on your portfolio and your investments. This is the right channel for you. Smash subscribe. With that said, we love you guys, and we will see you Monday morning once again, same time, same place. Adios.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing BROZ. We are investing BROZ. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor of the TA. Shouted out loud on the PA. Tshroom's news got the word, doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing BROZ. We are investing BROZ.